Welcome back to this already, the final segment of today's Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Today's program brought to you in part by skd.com. That's Spicer, Kaplan, and Veselka. And also by Outskirt Press. And going to spend some time with Marsha Lambeth and Dan Shedd. Marsha Lambeth is on to do her very worst Sibyl Kramer impersonation. Meanwhile, Dan Shedd, he just keeps getting lost and finds himself here in my studios every morning. And so we don't know what to do with him other than have a conversation. But just kidding. Dan is working with us. Delighted to have him work with us. He's bringing a different topic every day. We're keeping him on his toes. Interesting subjects for us to banter and deal with. And what do you got for us today, Dan?
Well, Starbucks is starting to make their stores more adaptable to the city that they're in. So, for example, if they open up, they're going to open up a New York City store where they have, quicker coffee makers and stuff like that for people who are in a hurry and stuff like that. So it's just very interesting to see how they're trying to compete with stores such as McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts, trying to keep the competition.
I really don't think they are. I think they're trying to compete with the small coffee. Obviously they're hoping to affect McDonald's, et cetera, but I think they're trying to compete against the small, unique neighborhood coffee places that are indigenous to their particular neighborhood, that are reflective of the values of that neighborhood. And that's the way that they have been able to take business from Starbucks, is because of the fact that they were already indigenous. What do you think, Marsha?
I think I tried Dunkin' Donuts for the first time recently, and they might as well just do what they want. They don't have a chance. Dunkin' Donuts coffee is just awesome.
It's awesome?
It is good. Have you not tried it?
What do they do, put donuts in them?
No, I'm trying to stay away from those. I don't know what they do, but it is good coffee. It's better. It's better.
This segment brought to you in part by Dunkin'
Donuts.
Yeah, so, okay, but what about my theory? You're not even listening.
No, I think that's a good idea, for them to do what they've got to do. If somebody down the street, though, I would think those small coffee places, no matter where they are probably more laid back. So trying to make a New York store faster moving, I don't know. Maybe they are, like Dan suggested, they're trying to fit that environment, keep things going there in New York or wherever they may be.
But that was only one example. They also have things like tasting rooms.
Yeah, I saw the tasting rooms.
They've got different ones in different cities, I think, based on how that city is, thinks, the culture of that city.
Like the metropolitan
isn't that right,
feel?
Dan? It's based on the culture of that particular city?
Excuse me, Kevin, I'm sorry?
It's based on the particular culture of that city?
Yes. That's correct.
What's the tasting room like, Dan? Do you have any idea?
According to the article that I saw, I don't really see anything that's offering about tasting rooms, but
it's a perfectly cooled 72 degree. Oh, wait, no, that's the wine tasting room. That's not the coffee tasting room.
I told you to lay off that stuff during my show, Marsha. Okay, according to this, it says Starbucks Reserve Rotisserie and Tasting Room to launch in Seattle this winter. A unique theater and premium coffee experience set to open in strategic markets around the world. So that's something that they're offering. I don't know. I think it's an interesting concept. It seems to me that Starbucks is never hurting. And unlike Facebook is constantly changing, and rarely do I like any of those changes. I mean, I have such a love-hate relationship with Facebook. It's off the chart. It always seems to me that Starbucks, of course, part of it is the luxury of the fact that it is a brick-and-mortar company, that it can do this. It doesn't make dramatic changes everywhere. It does isolated changes here and there, and whatever works sticks, and whatever doesn't disappears. I think that's part of their genius. What do you think, Dan?
I think, Starbucks is definitely on top of the coffee game because, everybody loves their coffee. I prefer their coffee over probably more local stores. Honestly, I always have my coffee maker, brewing Starbucks coffee. So, it'll be interesting to see how they do with their new stores and tasting rooms. But I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting topic. Unfortunately, I'll never get Marsha's business as long as they put glazed donuts in coffee and call that coffee. But at Dunkin' Donuts,
wouldn't that be good? A glazed donut coffee.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I've never had it. Then again, I rarely drink coffee. I bet I've had maybe 6 or 7 cups of coffee my entire life. I'm a weirdo. I'm odd.
And Kevin, Dunkin' Donuts coffee is good. I was in Boston for my graduation trip earlier this year, and I was determined to get a cup of Dunkin' Donuts coffee because I've heard it's awesome, and it was. But it doesn't compete with Starbucks, in my opinion.
Wow. All right. Well, the story was about Starbucks, but in the end, it's all about how good Dunkin' Donuts coffee is. Thanks to both of you. I appreciate it. Lots of fun today. And I look forward to being back with both of you on tomorrow's program. And I want to wish the listener out there a great rest of their day. And I hope they spend it sensibly, and I hope they spend it right here on this station.